Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Ultra League, and let's see if we can win some games. So we're going to try out the Tapu Fini paired with the Guzzlord and the Skeledirge in the back. Tapu Fini versus the Greninja. This is a favorable matchup for us here, as we don't have to worry about any moves from this Greninja. They decided to go for the Hydro Cannon. They dip out of there into the Gossifleur. Gossifleur is a problem for the team here. We don't know if they're running X Scissor or if they're running Aerial Ace as their charge move, so we decided to just sack this Skeledirge here and at least get a shield. So down goes the Skeledirge, and Gossifleur is roughly 50% health. We're gonna come back in here with the Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is gonna have to tank a move here. Ends up being the liquidation, so it looks like it was the X Scissor Gossifleur, so it was an okay sack. We're gonna see if it pays off. We're gonna debuff their defense here. It does get him low enough so that we can farm down with the Guzzlord. Guzzlord farm down, gets a little bit of energy advantage. We see the Greninja coming back in, so that's good news for us as far as matchup wise. Greninja is not a counter to the Guzzlord. You can see here we're doing a ton of damage with our fast moves, and we are having to shield one straight, looking for the farm down. Okay, one shield farm down. We have 100 energy. Let's see what they have in the back. Guzzlord. So Guzzlord here would have been pretty decent against our Skeledirge, as they're pretty spamming and they can get to the nice Lash or Earthquake, and that would have been a difficult situation. So this Guzzlord with a ton of energy trying to win us the game here. Second Dragon Claw goes through, gets it into the red, and at this point here all we have to do is shield and go for the farm down, because they don't have enough energy for a big move here. It could be Aerial Ace. No, Aerial Ace. They're only running Night Slash. So GG Star Fun able to win that game with the 2-shield Guzzlord. Thankfully, it did grab enough energy to win that game there. That extra farm that we got came in clutch versus that Guzzlord. Alright, Tapu Fini versus the Galarian Weezing. Okay, Galarian Weezing is going to be really good against our Guzzlord. We don't really want to see that there. We don't know what moveset they're running, so let's see. Let's let the first one go. We can survive the first one. Ends up being the Poliwrath, so Poliwrath being revealed for the charge move is good for a potential catch. We're going to try to catch a move. Is this going to be the Poliwrath, or is it going to be... Okay, it isn't the Poliwrath, so we are able to catch an ineffective move. They switch out into the Greninja here. Greninja super spammy. One Night Slash goes through. We are able to survive it, thankfully, so that was a interesting move. We're going to go for this Disarming Voice, grab a shield, and now we take the shield advantage. So we have to decide where we want this Guzzlord to go. We decide that we're going to go back into our Tapu Fini to take the move, but oh, a little bit of frame drop. What was that? Unable to fire up our Ninja's Madness here, forcing us to shield is a little bit unfortunate. We are going to go for this Ninja's Madness to... Okay, they shield anyway, so that's good for us. So we are going to switch out to the Guzzlord. We see the Weezing, and we have to shield here because they did reveal Poliwrath, but we're looking for some good farm, and we're going to try to take them out right before they get to the next Poliwrath. Hopefully this Dragon Claw is enough to take it out from this range. Yes, it is, and we now are going to see what's in the back. Ends up being the Cresselia. The only chance we have, only way we win this here, if it does not have Moonblast. Okay, and it looks like they do have Moonblast energy, so this is going to take us out really easily. Unfortunately, the little fringe out that we had, having to use a shield versus that Greninja when we had the Nature's Madness, ended up costing us a lot of damage and energy. So, a little bit unfortunate, but on to the next game. Let's see, we've got the Tapu Fini versus the Tapu Fini. Fantastic lead. Expecting them to switch out. They go into their Corral here. Replicator gets matched up against our Guzzlord. The fact that they left out probably because they only have Hydro Cannon and Plunge as their charge move. So, Guzzlord coming in clutch, just shutting down that Corral here immediately. So, next game, we got the Tapu Fini versus the Weezing. They switch out into the Poliwrath. We have the Skeledirge. This is not necessarily the best counter to the Poliwrath, but we know that we have a chance. They decide to go for the Scold immediately, so we do show the correct move. We're going to have to go for this back-to-back Disarming Voice. One Disarming Voice goes shielded. Okay, we get the shield back, and we throw the next Disarming Voice. This is not going to KO, but it's going to do super effective damage. You can see right there, getting the Poliwrath into the low yellow. They decided to go for another Skull. We're trying to get to another Disarming Voice. Okay, we over-farmed a little bit there. They're going to be able to get to this Skull. It doesn't quite KO, but they go for the Snipe with their own Giratina. So nice play by them. This Giratina is running the Dragon Breath, so this is going to struggle against our Tapu Fini. They have the Ancient Power version, so it is going to be able to throw some neutral damage. But losing all that energy on that Skeledirge is pretty tough. We go for the Nature's Madness. It does super effective damage, gets them to get debuffed. And now we have to try to make a decision. Are we going to try to farm down with the Guzzlord, or are we trying to get a lot of energy with the Tapu? So we try to go for the aggressive farm down with the Guzzlord. Unfortunately, it did not happen, even though they were debuffed. So that was tough. So we have this energy to throw back at this Feraligatr. They try to catch a move, but we were aware of that. We try to go for the debuff so we can deal some extra damage. But unfortunately, it did not happen. We're going to have to go for this Dragon Claw right here. This Dragon Claw will get the KO, or it's going to get the shield. They decide the Feraligatr is the value, and their opponent does throw a move right before we get to our next move. Trying to get to this move here, we do go for the Surf, take out this Feraligatr, and now it comes down to, do we have enough energy and health to take out that Poliwrath? Yes, we do. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with our Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini coming in clutch, basically doing well against most of their team. That Poliwrath was so low, we were able to just fast moving down. All right, here we go. We got the Tapu Fini versus the Shadow of Dragonite. Pretty decent lead. They are going to have to switch out, so we're going to be aware of that. They switch out into the Feraligatr. We use our Guzzlord here. Even though this Feraligatr is non-Shadow, we shield once here and protect ourselves from a potential Ice Beam. They decided to go for the Hydro Cannon bait, and at this point, we just gotta potentially eat an Ice Beam if it ends up being the Ice Beam. Nope, they decided to go for Hydro Cannons, so that pretty much confirms they only have Hydro Cannon and Crunch, most likely. Here comes another Hydro Cannon. We are able to survive that, and that's how that matchup goes. Able to win that with one shield, but we have a ton of energy to throw back at that potential Shadow Dragonite, and decides to come back in. They do decide to go in with the Dragonite. We have a Dragon Claw ready. This is going to get a shield. It does. We have the back-to-back, but they win that next CAP. So we're going to have to let this one go. And now we have the Tapu Fini to come back in. They decide to catch a move. What is that? Ooh, Tapu Fini catch. But we were going to throw the Nature's Madness, and we do get the debuff. So we got to try to catch a move here. Let's see if we catch the Nature's Madness from our opponent, or do they go for the Surf? Okay, nice. We do catch the Nature's Madness. And we are in a good situation now, because now we're going to apply the pressure. This is going to get the shield, or it's going to get the KO. They decide to shield it up, and we're looking for another Disarming Voice, but they snipe our energy. This Surf here easily takes out the Skeledirge, and then we have this Tapu Fini versus Tapu Fini matchup. We're going to shield right here no matter what, because we know the Dragonite is pretty dry. And then we're going to be able to get to this Nature's Madness of our own. This is going to take out the Dragonite. Yes, from that range, does roughly at least 70% right there. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.